All right. So in this session, we are going to look into IP address, that is a public, private, and APIPA IP address and the ranges. Okay. So let's have a quick look over here. Before that, I would like to make this here, then it will be perfect. All right. So what is a private IP address? This is what first we are going to see in the IP address segment. Private IP address or the address that will be used in the local LAN connectivity or within an organization. Okay. What does it mean? Within an organization means. Let's have a quick example over here. I will show you here. Let's consider this example. It has 3 routers, and here I have mentioned it's a private IP. Let's consider to be as an internet public IP, whatever it be. These are all the IP address. The loopback IPs or private IP segments. Let's consider you are having a switch that is being connected to 3 computers over here, 3 hosts, and at the same time you are having another one switch over here, and which is being connected here. There are 2 hosts, so 3 hosts. Here you will configure a private IP address segment. From this entire network you will be configuring a private IP address. So this is where the private IP address plays. Okay, so here you will be using a private IP address. Let's consider the first loopback IP segment, 10.0.0.0/24. This is the IP address that we are going to configure in this segment. This segment is going to be 10.0.0/24. I'm going to configure 10.0.0.1 over here and .2 over here and .3 over here accordingly. Okay. So this IP address is being used in R1. 10.0.0.0/24 segment is being used in R1 router. Okay. If it is being used in R1 over here, the same information can also be used in R3, 10.0.0.0/24. It can also be used in a different location or in a different organization with the same IP address segment. This is what a private address be. So private address can be used anywhere if it is a different organization or a different LAN segment. To make it clear, I can also give you a better example now. Let's consider here, if it is been having 10.0.0.1 here, the same IP address cannot be configured to the different host. If I am configuring on this interface and with the same LAN and the same organization, you can't able to configure the same IP address, but for a different location or a different organization, if we want, we can configure the private IP address. Okay, so this is what a private IP address is about. Okay, the private IP address are not routable in the internet. These private IP address cannot be shared within the internet cloud. If you want to give the information over the internet, then you can use a VPN to share this information. Since a VPN will be connected via internet, these private IP address will be given inside the public IP address so that they can be routable over the internet. Until and unless there is no VPN, the private IP address will not be shared over the internet. Okay. The next is, these IP address are free of cost. These IP address, whatever we want. If we want to configure 192 segment in one place, we can configure. If you want to configure, if I need to change this to 10.0 segment, or if I need to change this to 172 segment, whatever it be, we can change. We don't need anyone's permission or anyone's approval, or we don't need to go and stand behind someone to get this IP address for anyone. We can change it at any moment. This is a private IP address. Yeah. And then the private IP address ranges are shown below. There is a class A, B, and C. Class A network is entire 10 network. Class B is shown, and class C. Only these IP address or private IP address. Other than this IP address or public IP address, except one set of segment, which is APIPA. I hope private IP address is being cleared. To make it a simple, private IP address will be used only within a local LAN or within an organization. Okay, the private IP address cannot be shared over the internet connectivity. and if you want, we can change whenever the private IP address. There will be no issues in anywhere around the world. The APIPA is nothing but an automatic private IP addressing. Suppose let's consider if we want to use a computer via DHCP. If a computer gets an IP address only via DHCP server, due to some issues it couldn't able to get a IP address from the DHCP server, then the PC will automatically get a IP. That IP is set to be as a APIPA IP. Okay. If a DHCP server couldn't able to give the corresponding IP, and a PC will automatically generate an IP, that IP address is set to be as the APIPA IP. There is a certain set of range for which IPIPA can be directed. So this is the IPIPA IP range 169.254.0.0 to 169.254.255.255. This is the APIPA IP address range. Okay, this IP address will also not be considered to be as a valid IP address. This IP address has been seen, it couldn't able to get a correct IP address. That's what IPIPA means. Okay, next is a public IP address. The IP address other than the above mentioned IP address range in the private and as well as in the APIPA. Okay, not only in the private but also in the APIPA, other IPs are said to be as a public IP address. Okay, the public IP address are used on the internet. We can't able to use the private IP address on the internet cloud. We can able to use only the public IP address on the internet cloud. But the private IP address are free of cost. We can able to use or change whenever we want within an organization. But the public IP address, each domain or each connectivity or each internet person will have a separate public IP address. So they need to get it from a consent ISP. So each IP public IP address are payable. Okay. So these are the public IP address or the IP address that can be routable over the internet, whereas a private and APIPA cannot be routed over the internet. So this is what I need to say about IP addressing. There is a public, private, and APIPA IP address. I hope you got the point what I'm saying. If you have any queries or questions regarding this topic, just give a comment. That's it. Thanks for watching. Until next time.